So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. This week on Ask HR Questions, because I'm banned part like 300, I'm going to be going to PA to talk about an HR rep question, about a question about loss of coverage in Michigan, and then finally out to PA again about private appointments. I answer these questions because I'm banned on the subreddit, can't respond, and I think it's worth talking about. First one up is from PA, and it asks, would an HR rep find this to be a red flag? I have a sales job and I want to leave it. I've been there for a week and I'm not being accommodated around my school schedule. Would it be a red flag if I leave this employer after I've been there for a week? If I apply for another job in the future? I wouldn't put this on my resume, and only if I was required to provide my entire employment history. This job also has nothing to do with what I want to work as after I graduate from college. So a couple things. If you're not, if it's a red flag for this employer in the future, yeah. If you leave an employer after a week, then yeah, it's a red flag for that employer, presuming they keep your records for a significant period of time. However, if you leave it off your resume, and you don't include it on your entire employment history, the only time that it could potentially be a red flag is if, for example, if an employer requires a secret clearance or some sort of extensive background check that requires you to include your entire employment history. But however, most people are allowed to actually, exclude jobs, and it's not seen as a red flag. So assuming you're not going into government contracting or something of that nature, or something that needs a background check, I would just completely leave this off of every resume or application I've ever applied to, and not worry about it. I will say that being accommodated around your school schedule, frankly, that's going to be a hard ask in this day and age when there aren't many jobs and people are willing to work. Most likely it'll be hard to find another one, but good luck, and yeah, don't worry about it at all. In Michigan, it says my 5 month pregnant wife was let go from the job, was not provided proper loss of coverage letter to place her on my insurance. 5 month pregnant, let go, and not provided. She was given a separation letter claiming any group benefits are ending 315. He tried to take that as a qualifying life event to put her on insurance, but it was not enough because it didn't specify who and what coverages ended and when. That seems pretty critical. And it says, what if they don't reply? And posting this, I'm recording this on March 20th, going to post next week. That's not, 5 days is too quick. The Cobra letter will come probably, assuming this is a big company, probably in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And of course, you're covered. You can just backdate coverage. It's a little bit hard, and I can certainly empathize because you have appointments, they're pretty important. But they're still showing active coverage. That's because they haven't uploaded the feed yet to even alert Blue Cross Blue Shield. You have to give it a little bit of time. These things take, a significant period of time. And so it's kind of a terrible situation to be in. That's very true, but one has to recognize that you're still fine. You're going to be getting your qualifying life event. They have to provide it within 60 days of the date of coverage would end, or on the date of the notification letter. Next up, we go to Pennsylvania. This says, can my manager ask about private appointments and time off? Says, my manager has recently asked me why I need to take a half day. And today she asked what a private appointment was on my calendar. We have unlimited time off. I just had a review and scored the highest possible point, so this isn't a concern. I've never seen in several decades been asked these questions. Is this legal? I have needed to go to the doctors a bunch lately, and it's none of her business, and I don't want to have to explain it. Yeah, she can ask you. I mean, that's not, again, she's not, I think probably if you're truly a high performer and everything that's going with that, I think she's worried that you might get another job, right? She might want to know if you're interviewing. But, in addition, I don't, I mean, you don't want to really live in a world where you can't ask someone why they're going somewhere when they're managing them. It would be a nightmare to do it. I don't think it's the most necessary thing, right? But this also seems very sensitive and unnecessarily so. Another red flag, by the way, is the unlimited time off. Unlimited time off is a scam. It's a terrible situation, and frankly, that might be the point of concern. If I had to guess, is you're taking a lot of time off. Unlimited time off is such a terrible idea because it puts people in a bad place where they can't take time or they don't know the appropriate amount of time when they do. And I just think it's something that sounds really good, but in practice in the workplace is just not a good setup for anyone. Let me know what you think about unlimited PTO in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.